Hello, 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 everyone. Let's see who's going to join us while I try to figure out my phone here. Of course, things are not going to work the way they're supposed to. Wait, maybe? Okay, there we go. Hello, hello. Let's see, are we officially live? That's the first question. We are. Okay. So now, let's see, I can enter the studio. We're going to flip this. Whoop. Okay. Whoop. We're a little crooked. Let's get this straightened up. Okay, I think. Hey, Deb. Thanks for joining. All right, I'm just going to share really quick now that I have my phone up and functioning here. Seems like there's always got to be something. Hope everybody can hear me okay. I think. Let's see. We're going to mute that one. All right, groups. VIP. And team. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. All right. Can you hear me okay? Oop. Straight. Yes. Okay, good to hear. All right, because I do have the air conditioner going too. So that kind of has a tendency to drown things out a little. All right. Thank you for joining. Happy Sunday. Let's see. Let's go through our quick, switch everything over. Our quick housekeeping things. So we have the August paper, it's the August paper pumpkin. We are now in the August subscription period. The August kit is going to be called Meaningful Flowers. It's going to be a card kit. It's going to make 8 cards for each of 2 different designs. You're going to get 8 coordinating envelopes. You're going to get a pretty peacock ink spot. You're going to get a photopolymer stamp set, which are going to be those look like water lilies maybe. And it is a distinctive stamp. You're going to get pre-cut paper pieces of watercolor designs, and you're going to get enough adhesive to complete all the projects. This is going to be a really cool one. It says the August paper pumpkin kit is full of flowers that carry a sweet meaning. The blue forget-me-nots represent loyalty and remind you of your favorite memories with those you care for. And then the lotus blossom represents overcoming challenges and encouraging those around you. So with this kit, you can create special paper crafts that are personalized for your loved ones in both design and significance. There, get that out. We are in the bonus days. So for all of July, for every $50 you spend, you earn a $5 coupon. There's no minimum or maximum number of coupons that you can earn. Again, it's for every $50 increment, you get a $5 coupon added to you. And it comes to you in your email, and you need to save those coupon codes because I don't get a copy of them. Stampin' Up doesn't save them. They go directly to you, and it's for you to save. Then come August 1st, you can begin redeeming your coupons. And what's really fun is for those who are demonstrators, August 2nd, we get to pre-order from the new mini catalog, which we get to begin seeing on Wednesday. They will be posting the electronic version for demonstrators only to see. And then come August 2nd, we can begin pre-ordering from it. So we can use our $5 coupons on pre-order items from the new catalog coming out. So start getting excited. We're going to start seeing our Christmas and fall and Halloween and all those really fun sets. So I'm excited to see what's in that. So again, bonus days. Right now you're earning your coupons through the rest of the month. You're saving them, and then come August, you get to redeem them. And again, no minimum, no maximum. Hey, Paulette, glad you could join us. I was just telling them how exciting it is for demonstrators to see the new catalog. Hey, Barb, on Wednesday, the electronic version posts, and I can't wait to see it. They are releasing new kits every month. So there are new kits in the online store along with the online exclusives. We did take a look last week at the horse and sleigh stamp set and bundle. Awesome, awesome bundle. So definitely something I highly recommend. You go check out those online exclusives. And then, of course, anyone who orders from me a $50 minimum order will automatically receive the July tutorial bundle through the month this month. I just submitted my entry for the August tutorial bundle, so that'll be coming out very shortly. But again, for a $50 order, you automatically get this in your email. This particular one is 42 projects by 42 different demonstrators. It's really awesome. If, however, you're a demonstrator, you don't want to place an order, or you just not ready to place an order, you can always get this. It's in my online store, and it is $20 to purchase it outright. And that is, if you just go to www.katrinascreativeheart.com, you will find there's a shop tutorials tag up there. You can just click that, and that will take you to all of the tutorial bundles that I have available for purchase. And they are $20. Okay, so today I am featuring this Oceanfront stamp set. This one has been on my shelves for probably a year now. I bought it when it first came out, and I saw it. I was like, oh, that's really a cool stamp set. I really want that. And then it sat there, and I never did anything with it. And then I was asked a few days ago to make a retirement card for one of our CNAs who's retiring after 30 years of service. So I was looking at the different stamp sets and what I could do for her. And it's like, she's not really into flowers. She's not a flowery kind of girl. So just going through, and I felt like this one was it. And after I played with it, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this stamp set. Why is it still sitting here collecting dust? So thought I would pull it out, and we are going to play with it. And of course, my husband's out there running the lawnmower. I hope you guys cannot hear that. I don't know what possesses him sometimes. Anywho, we're going to play with this one. I think it's really cool. Yeah, I'm going to show you. And the card, I actually recreated the card I did for her for tonight. Only this time I made it thinking of you. And the best part is it's a fun fold. And if you work in like an office situation, or if you're like I work in the hospital, where you're working with a lot of people and you need to have lots of signatures, this is the perfect card. Check that out. You open this card up and look at all the space you have for everyone in the office to sign. And if you really got a lot of people, you can always flip it and you have more space back here for signing. So it's a cool, fun fold without taking any more space. I mean, this will fit into your standard medium white envelope. I will say it is a little bit thicker, so it probably would cost you a little bit more if you were to actually send this in the mail. But for something like this, we had, we're going to just hand it to her. We're all signing it, and then we're just going to hand it to her when we have her cake and celebrate her retirement. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to make this cool card. Then we also have a thank you card I did. And then we did a little watercoloring with the set too. The set definitely lends itself to some fun watercolor. I thought so, Paulette. Thank you. So I'm going to show you. Let's get all of our stuff together here. I have my stamps. Got all kinds of stuff. That's ink pads here. I'm working with Crumb Cake, Pool Party, and Lost Lagoon. I've also got Early Espresso, and then I threw in just a little bit of Moody Mauve, and that was just for the little heart on the inside. So I'm going to put my ink pads aside for just a minute, though, so we're going to get all of our parts and pieces out. And to make life easy, I wrote sizes and such right on the cardstock because you're not going to see it, except for on the card base. So I have here, this piece here is 8.5 by 5. Okay. So it's 8.5 by 5, and it is scored at 3.5 and 7 1/4. Okay. So 3.5 and 7 1/4. So I'm going to take my bone folder. We're going to and then on the 7 1/4, we're going to fold back. So there's this piece. Okay. Then we have this one. This measures 5 inches, or actually 5 inches by 7.5 inches. And then it's scored at 3 3/4. So basically this goes right in half. Okay. So now, I get myself all tied up here. Here's the opening. This is going to attach. I do recommend tear and tape, but for the sake of the video, I am just going to use my Seal Plus. This has got to go like this. So you want this closed, and line that up. Oop. Try not to let it stick until you're ready for it to stick. There we go. Now you have the basics of your card folds. Okay. So again, your basic white pieces, you're going to have one that's 5 by 7.5, and that's going to be scored at 3.5, or 3 3/4. Sorry. So 5 by 7.5 scored at 3 3/4. Then the other piece that's 5 by 8.5, you're going to score at 3.5 and 7 1/4. Hope I got those. Wow. Yep. 5 by 7.5 scored at 3 3/4. 5 by 8.5 scored at 3.5 and 7 1/4. So that one gets scored twice. Okay, now for our next pieces. So for the card base, I have a Crumb Cake 5.5 by 4 1/4. I have another piece, I have a piece of Lost Lagoon that is 5 1/4 by 4. So we're going to go ahead. So these are going to layer just like so. And then you can take your card base, I guess you would call it, and you're going to center that. Like so. All right. Then I have another panel of Lost Glue, and this is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. I have Pool Party that's 3 by 4 1/2, and those two pieces will layer together, and they're going to go on the front of our card like so. But we're going to work with this piece here first. And the thing I have found to make this set the easiest to work with is start with your sky, because you have this straight edge on this stamp. So that's where you want to start. And that makes everything else line up. Otherwise, if you start with your ground, you tend to get it going too straight, and then nothing else lines up. And then you have with these big gaps, and it's just crazy. So I like to start with the Pool Party, which is going to be my sky. Ink that up. I'm going to bring this down a little bit so I can see what I'm doing here. So we're going to go up a little bit high. Make sure you put pressure on all of that stamp. There we go. Definitely with these large photopolymers, probably should have a cushion underneath, and you wouldn't get those. I mean, you're going to get some a little bit because of the way the stamp is designed, but that's a little more than I should have had. Then we're going to take this piece, and this is going to be our water, and that's going to be Lost Lagoon. Oh, you know what? I got to grab my... need some graph paper so I can stamp off. Because I did not do full strength Lost Lagoon. Then we're just going to line. And I can't really see, but we're going to try to get as close to that line as we can. Oh, hey, sis. Definitely need to have a cushion under this. I have more cushion over on my other spot than I do over here. So I probably should have did full strength, but it's okay. And that will even out a little bit as the ink dries, but definitely I could have used my mouse pad. That's got cushion to it. All right, let's clean this off because we'll be using it again. Then we have this piece, which is our ground. So for that, we're going to use crumb cake. That all icky. And then that lines up right along there. Just like so. And I think I am going to go in and I am going to try to redo that water because I don't like it. It's not dark enough. So it's photopolymer. We can see. We're going to try it again. There we go. That's better. Okay, get this out of the way. Close that up. And then we're going to bring in some early espresso. And where is it? Here it is. I got the little cattails. And we're going to stamp those right there. And I did pull from the, I think it was this wave. I forget the name of it now. It's the one with the big waves. It had the little bird. And I'm just adding 3 of them in there. Just 'cause. That's what I did on the retirement card. Okay, so for the sentiment, we're bringing back the Lost Lagoon. And I pulled the sentiment. This comes from Wonderful Thoughts. So there's Wonderful Thoughts and Charming Sentiments in the annual catalog. Both of these have coordinating dies where you can actually cut out your sentiments. In this case, I did not do that. I just stamped this in the bottom corner here, but it does have a die. You could actually cut this out if you wanted to pop it up. So we're just gonna say, thinking of you, like so. Oh, hey, Miss Sherry. Okay, so we're going to let that set for just a second because we're going to bring in this piece here. So for here, I also have another sentiment from the same is this one from this one? Okay, I don't remember where I pulled this one from. Apparently wasn't from either of these. I'll have to find it's stacked over there on my desk somewhere, but it says sending hugs and love when words aren't enough. But I didn't want to say when words are not enough. Just wanted it to say sending hugs and love. So I have my little Post-it tape here. And it is like the perfect size for masking off that second line. So again, put that down just like that. Bring back the early espresso. Peel that off just like that. And now I have just the words that I want. Sending hug and love. Hugs and love. See, you don't always have to have the perfect sentiment on hand. You can mask off the words you don't want. And a post-it note would do just fine, but I found that tape works perfect. All right, and then I took the little heart which must be from the same set that this is from, because it's not from either of those. I don't remember where it came from. And I took a little bit of the Moody Mauve. We're going to stamp that off. So I'm going to pick up Moody Mauve, stamp. Let's do that again. And then just add a little heart. Then we took, where did I put that stamp? It's this one. And put those two. Stones. Okay. What color did I do those in? So we have our early espresso. We're going to do our grass. Just going to do a little grass here. And we have our stones. And we just need to bring in, I used the, no, we can use this one. I used Pebble Pack, but we'll just use the basic gray because they're close. And we're just going to go right there. Okay, so there's all that. Now we can just go ahead and layer all of our pieces. So this piece that I stamped on is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And that's layering onto a pool party 3 by 4 1/2. And that's going to go on to Lost Lagoon that measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. You're probably right. I think you're right. It's like I said, it's over there on my desk. I didn't think I thought I grabbed just the two. I thought I kept it to the two, but I guess I got a little extra. Extra. Lord knows I don't need to be extra, but every once in a while. There we go. Now, the way this folds, you do have a little extra gap here, and that is part of the design of the card. And that is so that your recipient does know to open it and pull it. You can see that it kind of accordion folds almost. So, but yeah, there's your card. What do you think? Like I said, perfect for that office situation because, again, lots of signing can take place. You have lots of space on there. Like I said, you could even go to the back of the card if you needed to. So, fun, fold, and kind of cool. Let's see. I'm running out of space here. I'll put them in Tucker's spot. Okay, next up, we're going to do a thank you card. And this one we use the Calypso Coral for our sky to be more of like a sunset look. And I have seen where people have taken like a sponge dauber and taken maybe a little bit of yellow right in here as it meets the water. So you can really get fancy with this, but I wanted to keep it pretty simple. But you could definitely wipe away some of the Calypso Coral and put a little bit of yellow in there if you wanted to. Well, thanks, sis. Thanks, Barb. I appreciate that. I'm glad you liked it, Arlene. Okay, so on to card number 2. Let's see. We need. What do we have here? What? This one. Oh my goodness. We need ink pads. We need scissors. We need gems. We need a big rock. Thank you sentiment. Speckles. Okay. So for this one, I have a crumb cake card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half and press that out with my bone folder. Well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, Sherry. I have a Calypso Coral panel. This is 5 by 3 3/4. Yeah. Wait a minute. No, I think I did do 5 1/4 by 4. And then the basic white is 5 by 3 3/4. And then I have a little scrap because we are going to fussy cut out. I know, I've said it. I'm going to fussy cut a rock. But it's a simple fussy cut, so it's not bad. Just saying. Because everybody knows I hate the fussy cut. But when it's simple like a rock, I can do it. All right. So this time we're going to do a landscape card. So this is going to lay this way. And like I said before, I like to start with my sky, which is this one that has the straight edge. So we're going to find our Calypso Coral. Get it inked up. See what I'm doing here? See what a difference having a cushion makes? Just saying. Okay, so there's our sky. Oh, hey, Miss Nance. Well, you know, whatever you can catch. Glad to see you here. That over there. Then we need our Azure Afternoon. And that's going to be our water. So we're going to take our water. And that's going to line up our sky like so. And I will tell you, this ink looks all blotchy and icky and funky. But once it dries, it evens out, it lightens up, and it looks really cool. Then we need, where did I put that? Crumb cake again. Actually, sheet here because, and we want our land, sand, whatever you want to call it. Move that up really well. I do, Nance. I get it. Okay, so we're just going to bring that in like so. So there's our land. Then, clean that off. We need our speckles. And we're just going to add some speckles to our ground. Next, we're going to use Pebbled Path. And where did I put that? There's that one. Where did the other grass go? Right in front of my face. I want this big, tall grass here is going to go right there. And we need the little grass. And that's going to go right there. Grab the thank you. And that's going to go right here. Gotta keep that. Stamp our rock. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, you lost sound because I got kicked out for whatever reason, and I'm not sure why. That was bizarre. Yeah, that was weird. So I apologize for that. Hopefully you hear me now okay? Yeah. That's because I was kicked completely out. I don't know. Not sure what happened there. All right. Got my trusty paper snips here. And we're just going to cut around this fancy stone here. Like I said, normally I really despise fussy cutting, but this actually wasn't too bad. This isn't a bad shape to cut out. There's not a lot of fine detail in it, so I really didn't mind doing it. I will be honest, I did try to stamp it directly on there, but then the grass was showing through, the water was showing through, and we know we don't have see-through rocks, so it had to be done. Okay, there we are. We got that. We just need a couple of dimensionals now. I don't know why StreamYard just like kicked me out. Oh, there. So there's our real rock. Now we're going to put our layers together. So we're going to layer this with the Calypso Coral. And yes, Nancy, I used crumb cake for my card base. You should be proud. I haven't been using it as much as I have in the past. But I did tonight. And that's going to layer right on top of that. Just like that. And then to finish this little card off, we have, these are the iridescent pastel gems. We're using the Calypso Coral colored gems, and these bigger ones this thing doesn't like to pick up. Really? You didn't. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's just grab another one. I don't think you did. Let's try getting it with the glue dot. There we go. And there's card number 2. My stamp must have had something on it when I stamped it the first time, but this time it came out nice and clean. But anywho. All right, number 3 coming right up. That one is the watercolor card. This one was fun to do. I love the way the colors just kind of bleed out. It is fun. And let me get all of my pieces here. We need our colors. Let's get rid of these out of the way. Got my spritzer. So for this one, we have a pebbled path card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Well, thank you, sis. Then I have Tahitian Tide. This is cut 5 by 3 3/4. And then I have a piece of the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And right now it's cut 5 inches by 3.5. I will trim it to 4 3/4. I will take a little bit of off here before I layer it, but I wanted to have enough room for the colors to bleed and do what I'm doing here. So the first thing is I'm just going to go ahead and spritz my paper. Just a light spritz. I'm not going to get crazy. I'm just kind of holding it out and just giving it a nice light spritz. I'm not soaking it, just spritzing it, because I'm going to get, again, that stamp that has the straight edge on it for my sky. And that I'm doing in boho blue. So we're going to ink it up in boho blue. Run out of room over here. Then I'm going to get my spritzer and I'm going to spritz the stamp itself. So I'm holding it out and away from everything else here, and I'm just going to get it wet. Make sure all the ink moves there. Let's see, let's bring this in too so I don't get my, there we go. Close that up. Next, we have Tahitian Tide, and that's going to be our water piece. So we're going to go ahead and ink that up in the Tahitian Tide ink. And we're going to do the exact same thing. Going to take the spritzer, add a couple of spritzes, and lay that down. And I found by wetting both the paper and the stamps, I got a better watercolor look. If I left the paper dry, the colors didn't move as nicely. So therefore, I went with wetting both. All right, now I have the pecan pie for our ground. So we're going to ink that up. Sorry for shaking the camera. That wasn't a minute. All right, and again, we're just going to get that wet. And bring that in like so. And if you don't feel like your colors are moving quite enough, you can always spritz again and get them to move a little more, which I think I'm going to do. I don't want to soak it too much, but I do want those colors moving a little bit. So we're going to go ahead. There we go. Now they're moving a little bit. Okay. now we bring in our heat tool. Get that all dried. Oh, it is fun. It's messy, but true. But if you don't make a mess, did you really get crafty? I mean, that's my theory. If you don't make a mess, did you really craft? I might have got a little bit maybe carried away with the water on this one here. Let's see. Tissue. Because now I'm losing my definition over here. You want the colors to move, but you don't want to lose the definition of the stamp. And I did lose it a little bit over here on this edge. But it'll still look okay. That's probably dry enough. Oh. All right. Next, I'm just going to bring in my little trimmer here because now I do need to trim this down a smidge. And then I can stamp my images on here. I'm just going to trim off. 1, 3, 4. This probably isn't quite. Yes. There. Okay. Get rid of that. We need. Where did I put the pebble path? There it is. More of the tall grass here. Put that right about there. And we have our cattails going right about there. Be clean. The little grass is going to go right there. And we need our little stones. There they are. There we go. Then I have a scrap. I actually left my die attached right to it so I wouldn't misplace it. Because our sentiment is hello. So we're going to go ahead, line this up. Bring in our baby boss. Run that through. Probably Barb a name for that, but I really don't know what the name of it is. I just call it an extended accordion fold. It's one I had seen done a long time ago, and I wrote it in my little, I keep a little spiral notebook of all the different cards and measurements and stuff that I go back to periodically. And that happened to be one of them, just because it's one that I kind of go to when I need something for, like, for the office, when we're doing something as a team, so that there's enough room for signatures. And I haven't done one in a while. Excuse me, my nose is itching. Ooh. Could I kiss a pool? Huggy's home. Don't tell him I said that, sis. Oh, goodness gracious. Now I've lost my adhesive. Ah, there it is. It's perfect for that sort of thing. And like I said, it is my go-to for any office work related, because, again, tons of room. Yeah, we won't tell him I said that. I may have cut more off the bottom than I was supposed to, but my little mini trimmer doesn't have all the... That'll work. There we go. And then for the hello, I did use the minis. So we used one whole mini there. And then we took another mini, and I did cut it in half. So 1/2 right there in the center, and the other half over here behind the H. And that I just kind of put right here where the sky and the water meet. And there. And to get those stones, there we go. Probably a little too late to do it, but I should have did it when they were still pretty fresh. Let's grab tissue. think so. Anyway, there you go. That's card number 3. All right, let's recap here. Get this out of the bay. Again, a really fun set. Like I said, it sat on my shelf for over a year. And I finally pulled it out, and I cannot believe it took me this long to play with it because it's gorgeous. Look at those scenes. Oh, you're welcome, Marlene. Oh, thanks, sis. Thank you, Miss Sherry. Oh, good, Barb. I'm glad you like them. Like I said, they're fun colors, bright colors for these two. This one's a little more subdued, but definitely has that peaceful. That's why this was the retirement card. Hers, I used the Happy Retirement from the fishing set there in the same colors, but it just says Happy Retirement. And then the inside, said congratulations, now go eat cake or something to that effect. But yeah, but lots of room for everybody to sign. And I just thought the colors were very relaxing and said retirement. But easy card to do. And like I said, it's perfect for those situations where you do need to have the ability to have lots of people sign. So you need lots of room in your card without having to make a great, big, huge card. Because I did think about, well, I could just do, a piece of basic white folded in half and then just adjust measurements and try to piece together something that looked nice. But then I went back to my go-to. This is always my standby office card layout. And I will show you, though, you can also change the layout of that card as well. It's the exact same card, only you can do it this way. So here's a card I was working on as well. Wasn't happy with the way that ink came out, but this is using that Simply Sketched in the annual catalog. Love that stamp set. I did find color. It looks like it's bleeding and doesn't look really sketchy. This is the basic gray. It has more of a sketched look to it. But again, instead of having it go this way, I had it go this way. And again, lots of room for signing. Okay. So, all right, guys, thanks again for joining me tonight. I really do appreciate you as always. And I will catch you on Sunday next week. Hope you have a great rest of your evening and an even better week ahead. Bye for now. Good night, Paulette.